Hello, and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry, episode 27? Wait, I kind of forgot. Hold on. 2 seconds. 27! I was right. Ha! Last episode, we started over. We're back at square one. Family reunion time. But we got some insight on other characters, not just Balor and his perspective. We got to see Rosa continue to abuse Maria, and Rudolph kind of just being a cool guy. Mostly, I'm ignoring the lawsuit part, but you know, it's okay. And now we're here, with Nanjo, and I'm assuming we're about to see Kinzo. Unfortunately, but let's get into it. Could it be that, once again, you do not plan on making an appearance at the family conference? Nanjo looked at Kinzo's face, sighing. Kinzo's eyes remained rooted to a strange book on magic. I have no intention of joining those vultures in their debate. They can discuss how they'll suck my bones dry on their own. How utterly contemptible. Is he gonna start screaming about Beatrice again? Are we getting another Kinzo breakdown? My. How troublesome. Nanjo shook his head slightly. To him, children and grandchildren were lovely things. He believed watching them grow was the only way to truly enjoy old age. Well, so Kinzo's words were very saddening to Nanjo. If the time comes for me to leave this room, I will show myself, just as she does not show herself yet. When Kinzo raised his face, his gaze pointed at the portrait of the witch, which was respectfully displayed on the wall. As opposed to disrespectfully. Kinzo's mind didn't dwell for a moment on the fact that today was the family conference, where all of his beloved relatives would gather. Okay, well, we don't have to lie. We don't have to say they're beloved. We know how much he hates them. It was filled only by the face of the witch in the oil painting, who never smiled except inside the portrait. I've seen her smile plenty. I just don't think you make her happy, Kinzo. Everybody knew that interrupting Kinzo when he talked about Beatrice would trigger his wrath. Today, I will hold a certain ceremony and cause the death of all of my family. And what might that be? Perhaps it is closer to a gamble than a ceremony. Speaking of gambling, movie recommendation. I think everyone should watch Run Lola Run at least one time in their life. Great movie. Fantastic movie, actually. Everyone should watch it. Gosh, it's so good. There's roulette. That's why I brought it up. There's a roulette involved in there at some point. After all, magic without risk can never house a miracle. Nanjo had heard Kinzo say this many times before. You might even call it a pet phrase of Kinzo's. Kinzo apparently believed that magic and miracles could occur if you gambled your own fate with a certain amount of risk and triumphed. I wonder what sort of gamble you're making. Oh, just my entire family's lives, and your life too, actually. And the furniture. As the man who was once called the Golden Gambler, and who's now so old he might pass on at any time, this should be well worth watching. I see. So the secret ritual I've developed after much research appears to be nothing more than a gamble to one unversed in magic such as you. Oh my god. You know, Kinzo would do numbers on Reddit. Oh, he would do numbers on Reddit. He's posting a tribute video of Beatrice on there. Don't look up tribute videos if you don't know what they are. Very well. If I have faith in miracles and win, you will see clearly on this day that all my research did bear fruit, despite it seeming to be little more than the product of my eccentricity. If you win, it will all end just as you have already seen. It's nothing more than the eccentricity of an old man who might leave this world at any time. Wait, if you win, it will all end. If you've already seen it. Okay, you know what? Just what sort of gamble could you be planning to take? As your friend, that bet, or ceremony, as you called it, I can only pray most sincerely that you achieve victory in it. Yes. I thank you. Yeah, just don't mention that you might die. You might be killing your friend with that, or whatever. Speaking of which, Kinzo-san, have you heard that a much-longed-for guest will be present at the family conference this year? Beatrice? Oh, you mean Battler. What? For once, Kinzo reacted to Nanja's words and turned around. Oh my god. He thinks he means Beatrice. That's right, Battler couldn't from Rudolph-san's family. Damn it. Fucking hate that kid. Fuck, I thought you meant Battler. I hear he'll be coming after an absence of 6 years. I don't give a shit, I thought you... I'm sure he's become a splendid boy. Oh. Battler? I wouldn't call him longed for, a guest who's failed to show up for a mere 6 years. I've been waiting fuck knows how long for Beatrice to show up. After hearing Battler's name and making a disappointed and ill-humored expression, Kinzo turned his back again. God, Kinzo would be so jealous of the weird kind of relationship Beatrice has with Battler right now, or at least, you know, in the tea party. Like, her thing is like, man, you're quite interesting, Battler. Gosh, I imagine Kinzo longs for that kind of interaction. I imagined that those 6 years went by in a flash for you, considering how you've immersed yourself in your research in this room. Shut in. However, we might actually receive a visit from a truly longed-for guest. Is he, like, stroking the painting of Beatrice right now? Everything depends on the results of the roulette. The roulette has already started to spin. Bro, now you're just repeating your thing. You already said that. I mean, yep, no, he said this exactly in episode 1. Will it be rouge or noir? Come on, buddy. Get something original. Tonight, let us enjoy ourselves as we see what kind of miracle the roulette will show us. The payoffs are large, and I don't intend to lose. Oh my god, this guy's so corny. Beatrice, accept my bet. At that time, the telephone on the table rang. The piercing sound seemed to irritate Kinzo, and he picked up the receiver to preserve the silence as much as he could. Then he immediately slammed it back down. What is it? I'm busy. Genji speaking. Everyone has arrived. Man, that was quick. What of it? Just serve him some tea or something. It's not like I care. Certainly. I will do so. Kinzo hung up the phone rudely. Looking at that, Nanja sighed yet again and shifted his attention outside the window. As he is now, I doubt Kinzo would pay any heed to any sort of guest. Could any guest possibly make Kinzo come out when the time comes, as he said? Kinzo had a single person in mind, but that was a guest who certainly wouldn't appear. Nanja stared at the witch of the portrait with her impassive expression, unable to decide whether she was smiling or sad, and then gazed up at the late lead-colored sky. Rip. I wonder how we're dying this time. I don't see... Oh, Beatrice? I was just saying, I don't see Battler figuring this one out. Hello? Oh, Whoa, whoa, whoa! I wasn't expecting tea. Welcome back to Rokonjima. We do hope you enjoy your stay and also survive. Shit, bro. Yeah, I hope I survive. So, all the pieces in place. Shall we line them all up again and start a new game? Any objections from you? Oh. Battler! Hey, buddy! Why are you in the witch's realm right now? Is Battler gonna be imbued with his knowledge from episode 1? Nope, none. Can you not kill my family again, please? The witch looked at him challengingly while elegantly smoking her pipe. Okay, the piano is going insane right now. Like, him. And Battler? He just rudely shrugged his shoulders as if he didn't care what she did. Man, you really are Kinzo's grandson. You fucking doing anything rudely. How do you even rudely shrug your shoulders? Like, how do you rudely hang up a phone? He didn't care what she did. I feel like he didn't meet her eyes. But that didn't mean he didn't intend to challenge her. It showed his clear determination to never be taken in by this bastard's tricks. It was an expression of his determination to fight. Don't tell me you're jumping into this without a plan. I don't even know how you'll make your first move, so I've got no plans or anything. You know what's solid? That makes sense, because, like, why prepare for something that you don't know if it's gonna happen, and then if something what you weren't expecting happens, your whole thing's derailed and you have to kind of get rid of all notions of the plan you had before. Like, I kind of understand that thought process. Go ahead and move first. Naturally, I'll do so. How shall I break down your defenses? How many moves will it take to checkmate you? This is where you'll see me at my finest. No matter what moves you come at me with, I won't believe in you. I'm talking to you, but I won't believe in you. As long as I stand my ground on that point, I won't lose. No, you can do anything, and I'm just gonna... Nuh-uh! 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 Like, is that his whole plan? Is to just tell her, no, you didn't do it? And that means this game is built in a way that makes it impossible for you to win. Perhaps you're right. However, I'm the one who decides how many times we'll hold this game. We'll repeat it over and over again until I win and you acknowledge your defeat. See? In other words, this is torture. An eternal torture that shall continue until you surrender to me. It shall go on endlessly until you acknowledge me and the existence of witches. Then I'll play your game endlessly as many times as it takes until you run out of patience. I have never lost in a test of stubbornness. Oh my god, Rage Baiter versus Rage Baiter. Oh, did a certain witch plant that idea into your head? Very well. I'm tired of listening to you ramble. Come on, coach, get me in. Put me in, coach. Get this started. Then let us begin. I already know all your moves. A defense doesn't amount to much if the plan behind it is known. He just said he didn't have a plan. Don't think you'll be able to defy me with the same moves. Beatrice, I've got just one thing to say before we start. What is it? Go ahead and say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. However, whether I believe you is something I'll decide for myself. And no matter how impressive this magic of yours is, my soul won't yield to you. You think this is torture for me? You're wrong. Then what else could it be? This is torture for you. Oh! Oh, he's pulling out the fucking Phoenix Wright pointer finger. No! She just got owned. Someday you'll surrender to me and give up. Until then, you'll be tortured over and over again. How amusing. What an entertaining metaphor. Torture where we torment each other. Yes, truly amusing. Come, shall we begin that torture? Ushimia Battler? Oh. Game on. The game's afoot. The game's afoot, Sherlock Holmes. Oh. Oh, our clock is back! I missed our clock. 10:45. Okay. Every year, the relatives visiting Rokinjima would let out a sigh of admiration at the rose garden that first greeted them. They would stop there to chat about the roses' beauty and how well they were blooming that year. In the midst of all this, there was a single unhealthy rose, and Maria became overwhelmed with dejection at its condition. But George used his quick wits, and, saying that everything would be fine if they took care of this poor thing, marked it with a candy wrapper and immediately restored Maria's good mood. This time around, can we keep track of the rose and not lose it? Then Battler, with whom she'd been getting along well since that morning, started talking about Halloween. This was such a favorite topic of Maria's that she began playing around energetically again. To Maria, that marshmallow jack-o'-lantern candy bought by her mother was probably the greatest sort of treasure. They seemed to have bought several, and she demanded a trick-or-treat from every person she met, giving them candy instead of the other way around. I wonder why Maria likes Halloween so much, because it's the season of witches. I always figured it was a pretty unfamiliar event for the Japanese. Well, it's a kids' festival where they get to parade around in costumes, right? It can be fun to play around in an outfit that's different than usual. I think there's a slightly deeper cause behind it. After all, she is the witch, Maria-chan. Come to think of it, when we were at the airport, didn't Maria say that if she was gonna wear a costume, it'd be a witch? Does she like witches? Oh, buddy, don't get me started! Oh, buddy! Yes, she loves them. So much that it becomes a problem. Hey, it's not so bad. You expect kids at that age to love fantastical stuff like that. If it was just a heroine on some TV anime, at least it'd be cute. Judging by Rosa's appearance, she wasn't very happy about her daughter's love for witches as a mother. The cousins, other than Battler, seemed to realize this, and they shrugged, wearing stiff smiles. Leave it to Battler to be the last one to be caught up in... So you're arguing that because she likes witches, she also likes Halloween? Battler, buddy, use your noggin, come on. If we don't know, why don't we just ask her? Hey, Maria, how are Halloween and witches related? As Battler asked that, George and Jessica let out a stifled as if they were trying to stop him, but too late. No, she's gonna info dump! No! Maria might have been waiting for just that question. After beaming for an instant, her expression turned a little mean, as if to say, "You're totally clueless, aren't you?" It was the face of a hobbyist who's been ticked off by an outsider saying something stupid about their favorite subject. Oh man, I so can relate. My favorite movie is The Warriors, 1979. You bring that one up? Oh, buddy, you're in for something. God, I love that movie. I love that movie more than anything ever. I own 5 different versions of the movie. 3 of them on DVD, 2 Blu-ray. I have the book it was based on. I have some art. I have like 4 shirts. I got Funko Pops. I got printed out and laminated photos. Dog. I love that movie. So I get Maria. That's why I'm not hating on her for the witch thing. Oh, new song. Oh, it's kind of mischievous. Oh. Oh yeah. To the Celts, the changing strength of the sun over the course of years signified its birth, its growing up period, its aging and death, and then its revival. I get it. In spring, the weak, warm sun starts to grow up and get hot, and then it gradually gets weaker and worn out. It sort of makes sense to think of it as the sun living out an entire life. Yes, so they thought that at the end of October, the sun died, was laid to rest in the land of the dead, and was then revived at the winter solstice. And the name they gave to the last day of the year when the sun ended its 1-year lifespan and died was Samhain, and they celebrated then. It's an interesting idea to think that the sun is revived on the day of the winter solstice, when the daylight hours start to grow longer again. It's a case that makes it clear how much the ancients regarded the sun as sacred. I see. So what does that have to do with witches? It seems that my casual urging forward had slightly infuriated Maria. I'm getting to it! She glared at me with eyes that told me to shut up while she explained. Maria seemed to be having a blast as she talked, so I decided not to interrupt any further. In the interval between October and November, life and death became the closest they ever will. The Celts believed that during this time, the world of the living grew closer to the world of the dead and otherworldly beings, and many of those living in the other world would come to visit. It was like the Bon Festival in Japan. At the time, people believed that souls returning to the physical world would go into people's houses or possess people and do bad things. So in order to avoid harm, they performed rituals. One of those was to imitate creepy monsters and scare the souls back, which was apparently a way to avoid being possessed. That part became a festival, which turned into a costume parade. You really know a lot, don't you, Maria? Ain't it the truth? Even I never knew Halloween had such a history. But where did that whole trick-or-treat thing come from? Her knowledge was so extensive that the adults had suddenly started listening in too. Rosa's probably tearing her hair out at the back of the line. Maria, who was normally treated like the youngest girl all the time, puffed out her chest with pride. Saying that this was just a kids' discussion, Rosa suggested that the adults go on ahead and set their luggage down in the guest house. God, she is just the worst. But nobody else agreed to go with her. And she let out a heavy sigh. Like, goddamn, at least care about your daughter a little bit. How are her uncles caring more than her own mother?
Trick-or-treat is just for fun. It has nothing to do with what was originally a Celtic ceremony. That was created later when Christian customs were mixed in. However, I think it's right for Halloween to be that way.
According to Maria, the souls of the dead weren't the only ones who visited from the non-human world. There were also spirits with intimate connections to people's everyday lives. Humans could receive favors from those spirits, so they'd manage to gain magnificent blessings, as well as a year's worth of good crops. So basically, Halloween was also a bit of a harvest festival? I get it. Now that you mention it, I guess October's a turning point in all kinds of ways, including with the seasons. Eh. Sort of the opposite of April in Japan. Yeah, that might be a good place to mark it.
And also, the witches hold a witch assembly then called a Sabbath. The witches thank the spirits that give out blessings of prosperity and reward them.
Halloween costumes imitate the guests that come from the other side. In other words, you might say giving out candy is a way to show gratitude for the yearly harvest.
Just like George Honey-chan says!
So, Halloween is a time when those two worlds intermingle? In other words, it's the most important chance for witches to intermingle with guests from that world. Is that what you're trying to say?
Just like Battler says! And you know what? October is when the power of the witches and demons is at its most vigorous and prosperous. I'm sure Beatrice will come.
Ah. I see. That's why Kinzo's deciding to do this. Not just because there's the correct number of people, or more than enough people necessary to do the ritual, but also because it's the strongest witchy hour season thing.
And then we'll eat marshmallow candies together, and she'll bring me to the Golden Lands with her. We'll sing magical songs together, learn magic spells together, learn how to draw magic circles together. And then we'll learn the secrets of runes, and I'll become a great witch really, really quickly.
Oh, Maria. Oh. She's so cute. How can Rosa not love her daughter? My, isn't that wonderful? It's best for kids to have dreams. By the way, Rosa, how old will Maria be this year again? Maria, that's enough of that. Ava, oh my god, you gotta ruin the mood. I know you're trying to make fun of your sister, but can you not, like, do this? Don't worry about it, Rosa-san. It's a dream all girls have at one time or another. Thank you very much. But Maria has already graduated from that age. Hey, I'm telling you to stop! Mommy's asking you nicely! See, she's not hitting you this time! Rosa scolded Maria, trying to shut her up before her cheery discussion about black magic earned her the snickers of the relatives. Oh? That sounds pretty detailed and impressive. By the way, who was Beatrice again?
Battler!
Sorry. I know I've heard that name somewhere before. Can we just have, like, a flash of Beatrice behind him real quick? Like, you know, like, menacing... You know, like, she's just, like, right there. Battler had been gone for 6 years and had completely forgotten about the legend of the Rokenjima witch. However, when he said he didn't know Beatrice's name, Maria's once bright mood soured in an instant. Uh-oh. Battler, you're in trouble. When he saw that, Battler immediately remembered that it was the name of the Witch of this island, but the damage had been done. Until Maria's mood improved, she went on and on about many mysterious and fabulous episodes regarding the Golden Witch. That's enough, Maria. Thank you, Battler-kun, for letting her chat with you. Kennen, don't you have work to do? Please, leave, now! Gotta-san, it looks like everyone wants to sit there in their bags for the time being. Sorry, but could you guide everyone to the guest house? Certainly. Oh, this guy. Ugh. Hate this guy. Well then, everyone, allow me to guide you. Then, if you will excuse me. Goto led the relatives, and they began to head towards the guest house. They were eager to set down their luggage and take a breather, so they didn't realize that Rosa and Maria weren't coming with them. God damn it, Rosa, if you put a hand on that girl. Oh, I'm gonna beat her, bro. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Don't even think about it, Rosa. Don't even look at her. Don't even think of her. After watching them leave towards the guest house, Rosa's face changed suddenly. She let go with the hand that had been gripping Maria this whole time. There was a bright red mark there, making it clear how much excessive force she had been using on Maria's slender arm. Oh my god, leave her alone! Oh my god. Can we please kill Rosa first? Battler is allowed to solve the mystery as long as Rosa stays dead. Come on. She's... I haven't updated my tier list in a while, but goddamn, am I updating that thing? You're gonna see it at the end of this episode. Trust. You will be seeing that at the end of this episode. That hand then slapped against Maria's head, pinched her left ear, and lifted. Even though I'm always telling you not to talk about witches, haven't I always said that was our promise together? Mama, ouch, Mama, ouch, ouch, ouch. You really do like blabbering on about Halloween all the time, don't you? A festival for witches? Who cares about the Celts, black magic, and all that idiotic trash? You're 9 years old. 9. Because of that scene you made in the train, I went to all the trouble of making a stop and buying you those disgusting monster marshmallows that look like they have fluorescent paint on them. I went out of my way to buy it even though it made us late. How much more will you embarrass me before you're satisfied? You know, when I was a kid, I really liked the Warrior Cats book series, and my mom actually listened to me talk about it without ever hitting me. I say I was, 9, 10 years old. She since told me that she kind of just spaced out whenever I would talk about it with her, but at least it looked like she was listening. Like, can we not just do that? As Rosa cursed, she twisted Maria's ear up, almost as though she was about to tear it off. Oh my god, get your hands off your daughter! An expression of anguish spread across Maria's face while she frantically stood on her tiptoes, trying to soften the pain in that ear. Oh! Rosa suddenly grabbed the candy that Maria had been holding. Oh my god! She threw it on the ground and stepped on it over and over. Oh man, the parallels with that and Beatrice's brooch with Cannon destroying it. To Maria, it was supposed to proof of a... It was supposed to be proof? I'm assuming it's to be proof. To be proof of a memory, of a brief span of time when her mother had bought something fun for her. But now, that same mother was grinding it into the ground right in front of her. It was as though a brand had been pushed into Maria's eyes, leaving a mark that could never be erased. What's the deal with this disgusting candy? Disgusting! It's because you're like that. It's all because you're like that. Disgusting. As she said that, she struck Maria's head over and over again with her palm. Stop! She didn't hit Maria's face, because the red swelling would stand out. What, so the concussion won't be obvious? Maria closed her eyes tightly, patiently bearing her mother's violence. She shouldn't have to do it, though. No, that wasn't quite it. Come back, Mama! Come back, Mama! Save me, Mama! Defeat the bad witch! She kept bearing Rosa's assault, muttering that over and over. Oh my god! Didn't I tell you to stop talking about witches? Why, you! Rosa, tired from hitting her daughter, breathed so hard her shoulders shook. Maria grasped her hands together, withstanding it, hoping her mother would return soon. Mama! Mama! Come back quickly! Save me, Mama! Beat the bad witch! Fine, just stay there like that forever. Just stand there, mumbling about witches and Halloween forever. After hurling those words at Maria, Rosa left in the direction of the guest house, leaving Maria behind. Maria, forgetting even that it was okay to cry, kept staring down at the jack-o'-lantern candy that had been trampled beyond recognition. It just ain't right, bro. This just isn't right. Guys, can we all leave hate comments for Rosa in the comments? Say the meanest thing you possibly can about her in the comments, if you so wish. Oh, Rosa. Where were you? I'm sorry. The roses were so wonderful, I just couldn't help but... Rosa, set your luggage down quickly and come with us. We're gonna go say hi to Aniki. What happened to Maria-chan? Is she still by the flower beds? Yes, she just thought they were so wonderful. It seems she found the rose she likes and insisted that she take care of it, refusing to listen. I decided to let her do what she wants for a while. We sometimes forget that girls have their own little world. Sometimes we have to respect that. Right? That's right. Thanks for your concern, Kirini-san. Now shut the fuck up. Goda-san, where is our room? This guy. Hate this guy. I will guide you this way. Allow me to hold your luggage. I'll be fine. I can carry it myself, thank you. Rosa went into her room, guided by Goda. She then closed the door somewhat violently and threw her luggage on top of the bed. Damn. She got down on her knees in front of the bed, burying her face in it. For a while, Rosa made as if to shred the sheets with her fingernails, sobbing constantly. I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry, you are, what, a 30-something-year-old woman? Pushing 40s, maybe? And you beat your daughter. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad. You have to have a damn good traumatic backstory to justify whatever the hell you've been doing, Rosa. And even then, I won't forgive you. I'll understand, but I won't forgive you. It'll explain why you do that, but it's not going to justify. Maria-sama, are you alright? Cannon appeared from behind a thicket after watching Rosa leave. I'm fine. Maria gave a creepy laugh, but to Cannon, who had seen the whole thing, it looked like she was endearing as best as she could. He doesn't even register that it's creepy. It's just a glimpse into how creepy his world has become. She's a horrible person. I can't believe she's a mother.
It can't be helped. You can't expect anything better than that to enter a container of that level. I'm just fine.
Cannon got down on his knees and picked up the trampled candy. It was tragic just looking at it. He thought about dusting it off and returning it to her, but really couldn't do so with it in that condition. Yeah, get Goda to make another one. Make him useful for something. Just as he was wondering what to do, he met Maria's gaze. No, that wasn't quite right. Maria was looking at the candy Cannon had picked up. Right now, Maria's heart was surely the same as the candy that had been trampled into a pulp. Cannon realized this, but didn't know what he should do. That's right. I'll exchange it for the one I received earlier. Cannon remembered that a similar candy he'd received from Maria was in his pocket. Maria stuck out her hand. Cannon thought she was trying to take it, so he held out the candy, but Maria didn't try to grasp it. Then Cannon realized. She was saying, "Give it back." No matter how tragic and trampled it was, this candy was Maria's. Her mother had bought it for her. No matter how tragic, it had to be this candy and no other. Her mother bought all of the candies. They're all from her mother. If only it were intact enough that it could be fixed by dusting it off. Cannon hung his head. Dusting it off is the most I can do. I'm sorry. Cannon held out the miserable-looking candy Maria wanted. She took it and spoke.
Thank you. A human can't do anything except dust it off, but a witch can restore it to how it once was. It would be easy for Beatrice.
Maria-sama, you know about Beatrice-sama? Except for Battler, there was no way anyone related to the Ushimiya family could have failed to know Beatrice's name. But just now, Maria had bragged about Beatrice to Battler. She had spoken almost as though she was meeting with Beatrice regularly. Cannon felt a sharp pain inside his left hand, which was curled into a fist. In the past, a witch called Beatrice had appeared to tempt him and Shannon. He'd always tried to think of it as a bad dream. However, Shannon insisted that it definitely was a real witch. And then, this summer, the shrine to the local Shinto god was hit by lightning, disappearing without a trace over the span of a single night. He knew about Shannon breaking that mirror, and he remembered then as the witch departed. She said she'd eventually be revived. And now, this girl who believed absolutely in Beatrice spoke as though she'd met Beatrice herself. Cannon couldn't suppress a vague sense of foreboding welling up in his heart. Or could feel, my bad. For a while, Maria remained silent, as though she could see into Cannon's heart. Almost as though she was waiting for a memory of Beatrice to be revived. And then, she spoke as though it was a fact.
You know, I'm friends with Beatrice. I'm even gonna meet her today and play.
You're going to play?
Yeah, of course we'll play. We're gonna study magic together.
Okay. The face of that witch, whom Cannon had tried to pretend was a bad dream, began to slowly creep into the back of his mind. Jump scare. Father says he's extremely busy with his research. Unfortunately, it seems he'll be unable to come down. Come on. We've put this conference in our schedules and come all the way out to Rokenjima during this crazy busy fall season. You'd think Dad could at least be a bit more sociable. Yeah, seriously. Dr. Nanjo, is it really his research and his mood that are the problem? He isn't already bedridden, unable to get up, right? Well, I wonder. There's not much I can say. Nanjo glanced at Natsuhi. It seemed he thought it wasn't his place to speak without first getting Natsuhi's approval. Father's state of health is better than ever. It would be exceedingly rude to call him bedridden. But he only has 3 months left to live, right? Normally, wouldn't you expect him to be wasted away, unable to get out of bed? Isn't that right, Dr. Nanjo? For a normal patient, that would probably be the case, but your father is a creature. But Kinzo-san has extraordinary willpower. Perhaps that willpower has frightened even the Reaper away. Well, if he's that energetic, then I guess we'll have little to worry about for the near future, right? Though if he's got that much spunk, I wish he'd at least come to greet us. Isn't that the whole point of this family conference, to come and see Dad's face? I'm not even sure why we came now. Don't say that. It's gross. If he were here, you'd complain the whole time about being unable to relax. Shouldn't we celebrate the fact that all of us siblings have gathered this year to spend some time alone? We didn't get to see him at last year's family conference either, right? Can't you understand why his blood children might want to see him after 2 years? If there's anything you'd like to say in greeting, I will tell him for you. Or, Ava-san, is there something you'd like to discuss with Father beyond merely greeting him? Come on, what are you talking about? Sheesh. Give it a rest, Ava. Natsu-san, forgive us. Ava's just worried about Father's condition as his daughter. Please try and understand how she feels. Indeed. Look how quickly you've grown to respect Father now that you know how much longer he has left to live. Yes, I believe I do understand why you want to see him so much. What are you trying to say? Quit it, Aneki. Why don't we pray that his mood will improve by dinner? Anyway, we've only just arrived. For now, we're only here for a casual greeting. And we could even hold the family conference without Dad. In fact, there's a few things we siblings shouldn't bring to him until we formed a unified opinion. Isn't that right, Hideyoshi-san? Yep, just as Rudolph-san says. This is the only time of the year we can all meet in person. Gosh, modern day, they totally have like a family Zoom call. We've got to take this valuable time seriously and be frank with each other. Even though the tea hadn't yet arrived, they were very determined. But before that, perhaps we can spare the time to enjoy some black tea at our leisure, surrounded by the wonderful furnishings of the parlor. Kiri's words seemed to contain a subtle admonition directed at everyone gathered there. They all understood, and as they cleared their throats and straightened their neckties, the atmosphere in the room returned to normal. For a time.
Excuse me. I've brought some tea.
Hey, Shannon-chan, you just keep getting prettier and prettier. Shannon entered the parlor, pushing the serving cart. Everyone decided to relax and enjoy some black tea for the time being. A wonderful aroma began to spread throughout the room. As far as anyone could see, the strained atmosphere from before Shannon's arrival seemed like a lie. Of course, Shannon, who was setting out the tea, probably didn't even notice. Kiri seemed to laugh faintly at how adult everyone was suddenly acting. Rudolph didn't like it when Kiri took the initiative and spoke at the family conference. But it was hot, so he didn't really mind that much. It was his worthless male pride. Yeah. He probably didn't want to look like a weak man who took advice from his wife. She understood that and did her best to refrain from saying any more than necessary. So she separated herself from the circle of siblings, who only superficially appeared to be enjoying some time together alone, and casually drank her tea near the window. Oh, Rosa-san, I brought that for you. I thought you siblings were enjoying some alone time. You must be joking. Sorry, don't take it the wrong way. I'm just a little exasperated by my husband. Apparently, Rosa hadn't been able to keep up with that on-the-surface friendliness. They'd come here to fight bloodily and dirtily, each trying to grab a part of the inheritance for themselves. She probably didn't like suddenly pretending that they were all chummy. Or maybe she was still too immature for that. It looks like the wind started blowing hard out there. The plants are all shaking so much. The typhoon's probably gotten pretty close already. I wonder if we'll see a lot of rain tonight. Oh boy, a little more than that. Maria-chan really has grown a lot this past year. Does it look that way? I didn't want to talk about my worthless daughter. She still can't even fold her own clothing yet. No, it's true. It's because she has such an affectionate mother. Oh, Kiri, you know what? No, she doesn't. She'll grow into a girl with a rich heart. Sure. Rosa fell silent. Maybe she was unsure as to what Kiri meant by that. I'm a failure as a mother. Yes, you are. Children don't get to choose their parents. That poor girl. Doesn't that go both ways? A parent can't choose what kind of child they have either. Rosa bit her lower lip. This isn't a matter of assigning blame. Isn't it enough that you take your time and watch over her as she grows, conscious of the fact that you'll be living together? You spend every day with Maria-chan, so you probably don't notice the small changes. But the rest of us who haven't seen her for a year can see clearly how much she's grown. If you really mean that, thank you very much. Then, if you'll excuse me, if there is anything you desire, please call for it at any time. Shannon bowed politely and left the room. I think that's a good enough place to wrap up for today. Rosa is a piece of shit. We got to learn some more about witches and Halloween and that kind of oriented stuff. All in all, satisfying episode with enough to happen. I was gonna say my goodbye, but I do have to show you my tier list update first, so let's get to that. So, updated tier list. As you can see, Maria has moved up into S tier because, man, she does not deserve anything that's happening to her. Meanwhile, Ava has moved down to A tier just because of that shit she said to Shannon earlier in episode 2. Rudolph has moved up to A tier because I'm really warming up to the guy. Really, honestly and truly. And my last change is that Rosa went from C tier to F tier. Because she sucks. Why is she doing this? Why? What is the reason? Actually, it doesn't matter what the reason is. It's undeserved. It doesn't matter. So, anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.